We're very much in awe of Bobby and really how he's taken on board creating his brand. He's got an incredible presence, he's incredibly iconic, and he's got a really powerful brand, and he's really embracing the power of social media and engagement to really escalate that. He is his brand.
My daddy sells houses.
Viewers, welcome back. We are live at the ZMC Business Hour, live and direct, with our great host this afternoon, Bobby Singh. The man behind the billboard. We're trying to scratch the surface and get behind the tweaking of the moustache and find out what the chap is all about. What's the reason, what's the story behind the brand? Loveyourpostcode.com. Where has that come from? Where did it originate from? What is the story behind the brand? So just before the break, we were talking about the some say controversial event which took place where Bobby stood in Edgbaston cricket ground and in front of how many thousand fans?
20,000.
In front of 20,000 fans shouted at the top of his voice, Pakistan Zindabad. So Bobby, as we were saying, there was a lot of positives to that, and I totally appreciate that there was a lot of Pakistani supporters within the stadium, and you wanted to be one with them and show them your appreciation.
But why?
What were the negatives of that?
Yeah, but why? There's more to it than that. When I look at what we're doing and how diverse Birmingham Midlands is, and when I look at what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's message is to the world, that we're all one, underneath it we are all one, we've got different beliefs, different systems, different countries. But why can't we show love? Why can't we show that brotherhood? Why can't I stand there on that balcony? I can either stand there and pretend to be somebody posh and somebody that everybody is expecting, oh, he's not gonna look down and associate with us. Because I was sitting up there with some very famous individuals, really well-to-do people. But I felt like, you know what? I don't even belong up here. I belong down there. And I've got a choice today. I can either watch the match and go home, or after lunch I could turn around and I could say Pakistan Zindabad and disrupt the whole of this stadium. And then I knew it was possible because I was watching how everybody downstairs was taking turns to say Pakistan Zindabad. But I thought when they see a Sardarji do it, it will fill their hearts with love. And that love was carried around the world because the internet, it's in the news, the internet broke in Pakistan because the messages were shared. You had all of the council, the Pakistani council, Imran Khan's people, sharing these on Twitter and social media. But let's go back to, if I wanted it, publicity, I would have definitely have put Love Your Postcode in there. I would have put my brand in there. I would have put my name in there. It was nothing to do with that. It was a simple reaction. It was a simple thing to do. The negative, why? I don't even look at the negative. But when I got attacked, it was ruthless. It was disgusting. And the attack was from all of the people that don't understand this whole thing. You know, I would say a lot of people are haters, they're racist, and there's just this underlying tone.
It's lack of understanding.
It's lack of understanding. There's a lot. I think people are very two-faced. They're two-faced. They will say things to make themselves sound great, but when they see something which is different, their real colour comes out. Why would you want to do it? So the backlash was, who do you think you are in sport in Pakistan? And I have a God-given right to support whoever I want. And they said in the context of sport, I said in the context of anything that you want it to be.
Context of humanity.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the attacks didn't happen with me. They happened on social media. They happened in communities, in clubs, in bars, in pubs. And they were like, Bobby, people really don't get it. You've really divided the opinion. There's people that like the movement and there's people that don't stand for it. How do you turn around and reverse what's embedded in us since a very young age?
I'll stop you there. We have a live call. Viewers, can I just remind you, please, the number is beneath the screen. Feel free to call in and ask Bobby any questions. Ask on our Facebook live feed, our Instagram feed, our LinkedIn feed. We have a live caller. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yep.
Hi,
welcome to the show.
Zishan, actually, I'm from Birmingham.
Hi, Zishan. Welcome to the show.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. I'm a huge fan of obviously your work, Abid, and I've learned about Bobby, I think, in the last month or so, and I like what I read.
Thank you.
The question I've got is, how do you actually, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, how can you actually maneuver and, run your business without making things an obstacle, So if you're an Asian person, you might make, because of racism, I can't do this, this, and this. Because of this obstacle, I can't do that.
Okay.
How do you make sure you keep walking, keep running, keep learning, keep running your business the way you are without having that mentality of obstacles
Great question.
and people talking negativity.
Great question.
Ishan, thank you, bro. I really appreciate you calling in. This individual does a lot himself.
Yes.
Yes. So, Ishan, thank you for calling in. It's an absolute honour to have you on the line today. Look, in Sikhi, we have this thing called Chardi Kala.
Yes.
So, as a Sikh, because I'm baptised Sikh, I'm a Khalsa.
Yes.
We have this outlook which is always positive. You don't look at the negativity.
Yeah.
If you dwell in the negativity, you can't even get out of the house because you'll be depressed.
Is the glass half full or half empty?
Always full.
Yes,
Forget the glass. We smash the glass.
Yes.
I don't even believe in the glass.
Yeah.
There is no glass. The world is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the outlook that I have, and that's the outlook everybody should have. The issue is that we're always going to have pessimistic people, negative people, but those negative people can't slow us down. They're just doing what they're good at.
Yeah.
We're doing what we're good at. In the end, good always wins.
I suppose you are the consequence, or you are the result of the people that are close to you.
Absolutely.
And if you associate yourself with positive people, your outlook will always remain positive.
Yeah.
And if there's one negative person in that, they will drag you down. Negativity is always there.
Yeah.
We've faced it. Racism's been there. We've faced it. But you overcome that by creating an environment for yourself and creating a safe space for yourself where the people around you inspire you.
It's true. But also, you don't accept racism or hate. You don't accept negative.
Yeah.
So if somebody comes into my space and is negative, I have enough confidence and attitude to stop him and push him out.
Yes.
I have no space for it. I have no room for it. Abid, I'm saying this, and I'm saying it with honesty and integrity. I'm yet to meet somebody who's racist face to face. They wouldn't dare come near me. And that's the position I hold today, and I will forever hold. If you're racist, you will never come near me. And that's the bottom line. If you didn't like what I did, you will never come near me and say it. Because what's happening here is, they think they can influence you and persuade you with the negative power, and that negative power has no consequences on an individual like me. Right. So for me, they would cross over the other side of the road, but they dare not come in my path.
Zishan, are you still there? Thank you for your call, Zishan. Thank you for your call, Zishan, and I hope that answered your question. Viewers, I will remind you again, we have Bobby Singh live in the studio, the man behind the billboard. Please feel free to comment on our Facebook feed, call in with your questions, and share this post, share this feed, please. Let's get the message out there. So, Bobby, we were talking about the negatives that came out of the incident at the stadium, and you obviously received a lot of positivity, but an equal amount of
confused
negative
people.
Yes.
Very confused people.
Right.
Yeah.
So as well as that, in your when you've pushed your brand out, what's been the negatives? What's been the challenges for you? I can list many, but we want to hear it from you.
Do you know?
Because obviously with the immense success you've had, and I won't call it success, I call it immense success.
Yeah.
Right. There's got to have been some very, very challenging times.
Sure. Okay. Look, there's challenging times, but in what context?
Business, personal. Because I look at you and I think, for you, business and personal are one thing. Yeah. Your work is your is personal life. You are who you are. Yeah. You are your brand. Yeah. Okay. So
challenges.
Any challenges, whether they be business or personal, they're going to affect the Bobby Singh brand.
Okay, the government, the council, Sandwell Council, they attack me every week. They put tickets on my vehicles. We've got like 20 cars. They're always forever slowing me down, hurting me. They don't want to see me succeed. If you go around Birmingham, you see we've got 54 roundabouts, and they don't allow me to put my image on the roundabouts. Yeah. So we control all the roundabouts, in and out, in and out. And I want to put my image there. And these people are like, no, we're not going to put your image on these roundabouts because someone in the council doesn't like me. And there's a good reason for this. When I started off 10 years ago, I turned around and I did several things. Number one, I turned around and said I was number one. I'm already number one. I'm the best. Nobody else is like me.
Self-proclaimed.
So yeah, absolutely.
Own it.
Confidence.
Owned it.
Owned
Yes.
it. And I remember, like, they done me over £10,000 £10,000 fine, and they blacklisted me, tarnished my name. Like, I looked at my wife and I was like, you know what, I'm broken-hearted. I don't know why they've done this. I was just starting off. All because I said I was number one and award-winning. But that gave me fire in my stomach. It gave me the fire that I drive today. You see, they didn't want me to prosper. They didn't want me to do well. So every time you say I'm doing really well, someone somewhere is really hurting.
Would you put that down to racism? Or what would you...
I would put that down to, they didn't like Bobby's confidence, they didn't like his attitude, they didn't like that Bobby said he was going to come and change everything, and they said, no you're not, and we're going to stop you. Look, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, we have created big products in our business, and every year trading standards and Sandwell Council come in and they do shopper like
inspections.
Bobby, inspections, and they're sending tax men down. Tax people want to know where's all this money. I've had tax inspections. I've had people saying, yo, the man's hid £1 million and we know where it is, and the inspectors have come expecting to find £1 million hidden somewhere. I've got all these officers, all these people, and I'm thinking, why are you doing this? And that was one of the inspirations why I became the face of my brand. Trading Standards said to me in 2016, they said, Sandwell, his name's Tony, did that body? Tony.
Hopefully he's tuning in.
They watch, everybody watches, because they're all making notes. What's he doing? Where's the money? Because they want payday. They want money. And I remember he said to me, he said, Bobby, keep your head down and you'll be fine. And I was like, so what he implied was...
So you did the total opposite.
I did the opposite. So when you say, why did you become the face of your brand? Because he said to me, don't rise above it. Let your wife run all of your businesses for you. And I said, really? Don't do it. He made me. When you say, Bobby, was this calculated? What was it strategic? No, Abid. These were episodes in my life that turned around and made me more lion. And when I say, remember the hashtag I use, be more lion, share the bono, share the wanga gujo. Don't turn around and be weak. Turn around and do things that defy the norm. And I'm sure he's looking right now and he's thinking, I tried to shut him down. I tried to tarnish him. I tried to do this. We sent the tax people. 1 year tax investigation took place. 1 year. And it was like, where are all these? They had so many questions. And in the end, they walked away with it. Oh, they sent me a letter. I'm going to share this with you. Bobby Singh, you owe £500,000 in unpaid tax. So watch this. I'm going to share this with you guys. And you're going to say, what? Like, this is how Bobby's made it. They sent a letter, and I'm going to share this letter with you guys because I don't just make things up. They sent a letter to me 2 years ago, and they said £500,000 in tax needs to be paid to us, and we're going to give you 14 days to pay it. I phoned my accountant, and I said, what shall I do? And the accountant goes, we've got to do a full check, full investigation. And he goes, tell me something, Bobby. He goes, you can tell me, I'm your accountant. Tell me the truth. And I said to him, I said, look, man, I go, look, and he goes, we have to do, it's going to cost you 25 grand. We have to do a 3-year audit of all of your paperwork. And I was like, £25,000. What about if I just say to the tax people, show me how you calculated £500,000. Show me how you calculated it and I'll pay it. Abid, for 6 months they couldn't respond back to me. My accountant said, give me 25,000 and I'll do a full check. And I said, we know we haven't done anything dodgy. So when I threw the question back to the tax people, show me your calculation. Show me your calculation for £500,000. You know what? They sent a letter after 6 months saying we apologise. There's been an error. Do you know what it came down to? The tax bill. The tax bill. Zero.
Well, I'm getting questions coming into my ear. Ladies and gentlemen, can I remind you again, we are live in conversation with Bobby Singh. Please feel free to call the number beneath the screen. ask him live questions. Share our Facebook feed, share our Instagram feed. And if you have any comments, any questions, please feel free to ask them. So, Bobby,
grill me.
I've had a question about air,
I want you to grill me. Hold on, 1 minute, guys.
Personal.
Grill me, Abid. Grill me. I don't want you to be nice to me.
We're not being nice to you.
Okay.
We will grill you. So, last year, 2019, stroke 20.
Yeah.
I personally seen you headline many of the major events in Birmingham. The Brit Awards, the Birmingham Awards.
Yeah. I've lost
what
count.
was your
Ustad Fateh Ali Khan
budget spend last year on marketing? Very personal question.
Let's just
and you
say,
know what the next question is going to be.
Yeah, wait.
Brand figure.
Yeah, let's just say, you know what? It is big numbers, but I've got to tell you something. Abid, wait, I've got to tell you something. I never loved money.
Yes.
Wait. The tax man.
But what I'm trying to for the viewers here,
how big?
What was the spend?
Yeah.
And then what was the return on investment?
The return on investment is love.
Yes. Just love.
Just love. How much does it cost to build a household brand?
Yes.
How much does it cost to walk down the road and people coming over, take photos with you and give you love and turn around and say they love what you're doing? How much does that cost? It costs a lot of money, doesn't it?
Yes.
Let's just say I spent everything to build that position, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah. Now the questions are coming in thick and fast.
Fine.
So we've had a caller who's asked, if you're new in business and you haven't got the spending ability, the capability, what do you do? Because obviously the biggest key thing these days is brand awareness, getting your brand out there, and the way that you've done it is an example for everybody. But not everybody has the resource or the finances to be able to kind of copy what you've done.
Sure.
What advice would you give to the viewers who are new in business, aspiring, got some great ideas, got some great ambition, but haven't got the capital behind them?
Okay. Look, be creative. You have to be creative. Remember, you have the opportunity to turn around and create something viral. You can do it with just your social media influence, your presence. It has to touch people's lives. It has to be something positive. And if your brand on the back of that becomes successful, then you've done it on a shoestring of a budget, because you've got to allow people to share it. So let's just say, for argument's sake, when I look back 10 years ago, in 2008, I didn't have 1p to rub together.
Okay. So where did your capital come from?
Just being smart. Just being smart.
You spent a time at KPMG as well.
Hold on. Wait. You jumped it. So watch this. Where did the money come from? What money? I started from zero. A Muslim came into my business. A Muslim. His name is Abdul, and he came into my business in 2009. And he said to me, I want the property, but I don't have enough money to put down for a deposit.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, then you can't have the property.
Yeah.
And he said to me, but I want the property. And I said, yeah, but brother, this is how it works. You pay your rent and you pay your deposit and you get the house and an admin fee. Abdul turned around and he look, you know, we believe God himself acts through people. Now, if I looked at Abdul, any commercial decision should have been, no, you can't afford the property and I'm not going to help you. But because I just started this business and it was 4 weeks in, 3 weeks in, he comes in, I've got no money, and I remember thinking to myself, but maybe there's a soul of God inside this guy and I've got to help him. Yeah. He said to me, I don't have the £600-700 to give you as a deposit, but I've got £150 and you can keep the 150. And I said, what do you want me to do with that? He goes, just keep it. You keep it. And I said, but what about the deposit? And he said, I don't have it, but if you can keep the 150. And I thought to myself, you know what? This is crazy. He's giving me £150 and I'm £150 more richer. That is actually a good position to be in. But if he damages a property, I have to pay like £700 to the owner.
The landlord, yes. To
the landlord.
Yes.
And I'm teaching you something very important here, and all of your viewers. I gave him the opportunity. 10 years on, he's still inside the property. But he opened my vision to a new concept of estate agency. Yeah. One where you have a club and you give properties to people and they pay you a fee and you guarantee them. So you guarantee them, and that £150,
Yeah.
that is what made me a millionaire. And you'll say, but I don't get it. Watch this. I applied that for 10 years with everybody that came through my doors. The same outlook.
So you
I don't
effectively
take a
became
deposit.
guarantor.
I became a guarantor on thousands of properties.
Okay.
And on thousands and thousands of properties, I said to every one of my clients, don't worry,
So
I'm
it's-
guaranteeing it.
It's estate agency being a bit smart. So you've thought
Yeah.
out the box. You've been creative.
Yeah.
And you've created
Club membership.
This. Yes.
Zero. The name I gave it was zero deposit.
Okay.
Okay. Sandwell Trading Standards came into my business 5 years after
Yeah.
and said to me, this is illegal, what you're doing is wrong, you can't do this. And I was like, what gives you the right to tell me what's right and wrong? And then I had to put a case in front of them, and they looked and they scrutinized, and after, remember I said they're always measuring me, always monitoring me. What happened with this guy? And you want to understand, why has Bobby got so much love for Musalman? Remember, he changed my life. His name is Abdul. He lives on Hugh Road in Smethwick. He's still my client, and I can put him on the phone right now in 2 minutes. Why don't we get him on as a caller? He is the one that made me realize if I show love to people, and I'm a man of my word, and I have to guarantee all of these properties,
Okay.
but if I look after people, I will become rich.
Yes.
The alternative is what? Is to what? Run a business like everybody else? Everybody else is
You
struggling.
thought out the box.
Absolutely.
You've done something business.
Wait,
different.
1 minute. 1 minute. If you look at the word zero deposit
Yes.
today, Zoopla owns it.
Okay.
Zoopla trademarked zero deposit.
Okay.
Today, there are concepts like ours that we created 10 years ago, and they're billion-pound products in the industry. And what they're doing is they're allowing everybody to move around for 100, 150 pounds, because this has revolutionized the industry, because people don't have enough money for a deposit.
Yeah.
But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਹ ਦੇਖੋ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਬਾਰੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਨਾਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਬਣਾਇਆ, ਉਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ.
And then they-
Got it.
Yes.
You say, Bobby, were they racist? I still don't believe they were racist. I think they're just stupid. People that work in councils, people that work in governments are stupid people. They're not entrepreneurs. They don't understand the private
Very
sector.
controversial. Very controversial.
Let me explain why. Sandwell Council will never sit with me on a table, because every single time Sandwell Council tried to stop me from being a budding entrepreneur.
Okay.
I had the multi-billion pound concept.
Yes.
What did they say? They say you can't call something zero deposit because it's misleading, Bobby Singh. You are misleading people. So why did Zoopla get the trademark for zero deposit? I have all of this in a paper.
Okay. So, in the face of adversities, in the face of challenges, you rose above and you built your brand. And you are what you are today, which is incredibly well known. And your business is doing incredibly well. Just before we part, and it's been an absolute pleasure, 5 tips for our viewers. 5 tips on, because you've obviously started from humble beginnings. You've built it from the ground upwards, and today you have a very successful business and a very successful brand. Just before the 5 tips, just a personal question. If you take Bobby Singh away from the Love Your Postcode brand, what happens?
I guess I am Love Your Postcode.
Yes.
I am Mr. Love Your Postcode.
Is that not dangerous?
No, not really. The problem that I've got is Love Your Postcode is exploding right now.
Yes.
It's literally exploding. Like, there's so much business going on. But I can make it go 10 times faster if I didn't have so many opinions.
Yeah.
So if I didn't turn around and I didn't support people or I didn't support causes, it could actually go even bigger.
Yeah.
But because Bobby Singh is slowing down Love Your Postcode, because Bobby Singh has an opinion, remember, people that become rich don't have opinions. They are everybody's friends.
Yes.
They stand with everybody. So that's the
And yet
issue.
you stand loud and proud.
I stand loud and proud.
Yes.
I'm happy to do
But don't you
less
think
business.
I mean, there may come a time when you can't be the face. There may come a time when you can't work. You know, affiliating yourself so closely.
Yeah.
Is that not a worry?
Love Your Postcode would not be where it is without Bobby Singh.
Cool.
And Bobby Singh would not be where it is without Love Your Postcode. So the two go hand in hand. The only difference, the difference with ours is sabr.
Yes.
I'm happy. Dad said, born to the become kallo, but anik then al karo. Do it with anik. And I say with my business and the way that I do things, I will work with people that I like. I pick and choose, Abid, and this is important for you people to understand. I pick my clients. No longer do I let them pick me. By becoming the face of my brand, I am actually telling them, I own it. Now it's up to you if you want.
That's a golden nugget there.
It's a golden nugget. It's a golden nugget.
Pick your clients, don't let them pick you.
That's it. That's the secret.
Yes, that's a golden nugget.
And it saves, there's so much saving. It saves time, it saves heartache, it saves wrong investments. By becoming the face of my brand, I am saying to people, if you don't like me, don't use me. But you know what? I'm not going to change. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They think, Bobby, what's the competition? Who else is doing the same concept? Nobody. So there is no competition.
5 nuggets.
Okay, so my 5 nuggets are this. You've got to have the attitude and the belief system. You've got to remain humble and have humility. Always give credit to Allah, to Ram, to your Guru, to Waheguru, whatever. Never ever take credit. So even if you say, Bobby, you've made it, you're great, you're amazing, don't turn around and go, yeah, I know, ain't I amazing? You look like the biggest fool. Always turn around and say, I don't know what you're going on about. So never ever turn around and accept you've made it. Because the truth is you've never made it and you will never make it.
You're always growing, you're always
But the thing is, don't be greedy. My father always said, son, have a roof over your head and an honest day's work, living is perfect. And I still say to this day, my ambition, my driver was just the simplicity of my father and my mother. My mother said, Gurdwara ja, matha tek, seva kar, and listen and do Waheguru Simran. And my father said, thode paise kamala. But you know what, Bobby? I remember I struggled with depression just for 6 months. So to come out of that situation with no money, with losing everything, this is an amazing position to be in. So I say to people, look, don't get depressed at your situation. Look at the positives in your situation.
And there's always positives.
You're breathing.
Always positives.
You're living. You've got a home.
We can sometimes get so honed into the negatives that we kind of miss the obvious positives. And which again goes back to having that support network around you, which is positive and can point it out for you.
Always take everybody with you. Everybody. Spread an immense amount of love. People will look at you like crazy. Like, what are you getting out of this? You're sponsoring and you're headline sporting. You're standing on stages. You're representing things that you don't even need to represent. You stand on stages which you could be on stages 10 times bigger. And I've always said, I stand for those that stood with me. I never looked at somebody's financial worth. I didn't measure them by how rich they are or how successful they are. If you look at my people, they're all poor, just like me. Super poor. But you know what? Their hearts are massive. Una de naal kam karo, jinna de kol dil a. I always say, una di seva karo, serve those that need help. So my number one priority was always to put the tenant first and to serve the tenant, because in them I see God. I don't see as much humility and God in the rich. They've got plenty. I never work with those that don't know how to respect others. So if you can't respect your tenant, don't work with me, because I can't work with you because my values are different. I always think, look, this individual, he needs your help, and God will look at you like just with so much fondness if you turn around and help God's banda. Help. Okay, the other thing is, people will turn around and they expect you to fit into the confinements of normality. Don't do normal stuff.
Step out the box.
Step out, man. Turn around and go and watch a cricket match.
We've just had one last question come in. Which is you know what? It's gone absolutely crazy today. So we all have somebody that we aspire to. You obviously aspire to your parents. To your creator. But in modern day, who would be that one person that you would say, yes, that's one person that I aspire to, and that's one person I keep an eye on, and I like what they do, and I try to follow them?
Yourself?
Oh yeah, Randy. Oh yeah, Randy.
It's obviously Abid. No, it's you. It's you.
I'm blushing now. Live TV, I'm blushing.
Look, the thing is, this is to be being honest. There are so many people doing amazing work. So many people, and you know, yourself included. Keep doing it. keep doing it. I don't look at the stars. I keep my feet firmly on the ground. I think there's superheroes in our own community. Ishan, the individual that called in,
Ishan, yes.
he's a superhero. Yeah. He's doing Islamic aid, or
No, I think it was Zishan. He does social media.
Zishan. Is that Zishan?
Yeah.
So you've got people like Zishan who are doing amazing things like Islamic relief.
Yes.
So you've got superheroes. Why turn around and look to other countries and other worlds when really there's people that should inspire you sitting next to you?
Around you, yes.
Absolutely.
Bobby, it's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Bobby Singh, the man behind the brand, loveyourpostcode.com, the billboard man, inspirational individual who has shot to incredible heights in a very, very short period of time. Thank you very much for your insight today. Very, very inspirational, actually. Very inspirational. And I'm sure it was very useful for the viewers. Thank you to all the callers who called in. We had loads and loads of questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get through all of them, but we had a lot of questions. And I promise you, week on week, we will bring you interesting and fascinating characters. So have your questions ready. ZMC Business Hour, brought to you by the ZMC Network, bringing communities together. Thank you very much for joining us. See you next week, same time, same place.
We're very much in awe of Bobby and really how he's taken on board creating his brand. He's got an incredible presence, he's incredibly iconic, and he's got a really powerful brand, and he's really embracing the power of social media and engagement to really escalate that. He is his brand.
My daddy sells houses.